production, what the world produces, is $74 trillion.
Okay.
And 14 trillion goes to the treatment of chronic illnesses and health care. Even with companies that supposedly are having good health care and good beautiful offices and good salaries, but the culture, the organizational culture that they build, which is, for example, you can get people sick doing two things in an organization. Give them a job with responsibility without authority, or give them a job without meaning. That's what a lot of corporations do, because it's a legacy from rat psychology. It doesn't work. So when you do that, then what's happening is the culture itself is making people sick independent of all the wonderful things that they're getting, the beautiful office and the child care and the good health care. Those things are necessary, but they're not sufficient to keep the health of the corporation.
Well, I gather one of the fastest growing demographics nowadays is centenarians.
Yes.
People who live to be 100. And you have studied these people. And I guess the conventional wisdom has always been they live a long time because they inherited good genes from their parents.
That's what I thought.
You've got some other ideas.
There are about 2,000 centenarians in Canada.
Huh.
And some in Saskatchewan, and I believe there maybe a couple in Toronto. But and 80,000 in the U.S. is the fastest growing segment of the population in the U.S. and other places. What I thought at first is I would study a centenarian, a 102-year-old person. I would ask him, what's the secret? And they would say, well, I have some rum before I go to sleep. And I thought, oh, it's got to be the quality of the rum. Somebody else would say, have a cigar. What I found was that the ritual, independent of what they did, the ritual gave them an identity that had a psychoneuroimmunological value. And then as I continued to work with them all over the world, I found that genetics is really 35%. The rest is the cultural beliefs that they have. And what do we do culturally? We put people away at 65. Neuropsychologically, now we know that from 65 to 85, they have the most, what I would call human capital. Well-developed intellect, emotional maturity, tremendous knowledge of what they do, and yet they're put away. And they go somewhere to Florida to watch the sunset, and they live on the average 6 years because of the lack of meaning. The brain was made to have meaning and to have discovery, not to go watch the sunset.
Use it or lose it.
That's right, exactly.